GoAugie.com here with offensive line coach, run game coordinator Matt Bacoulis. After the first session of the first two-a-day of fall camp, coach, we're doing preview on the offensive line. The guys you got back this year, you got a veteran group. You only have to replace one spot. Guys returning from injury, how has the group as a whole looked so far this fall camp?
I'm very excited about where we are as a group. Those first two lines are going to be staffed with guys that have seen a lot of film and seen a lot of game, and so that's going to be really exciting for us as we sit there and we look at it. We could plug and play anybody at this point between the first two groups, and so it's really nice when you have that kind of depth. Yes, we're replacing Brian Long, an All-American here, but we think that we've got some guys in the cupboard that can play a lot of good football for us. So we're developing the youth, we're giving them the opportunity to grow, and I think it's really shown this offseason and progressed, and you can see it now during fall, how the guys have progressed over the summer training. And that's a tribute to Coach Chambers and his staff. Those guys have gotten bigger, stronger, and it's the culture in the room. They understand there's an importance in what we do, and it's really nice.
Starting from the outside in at the tackles, two returning all-conference players, Chris Matthew, Kyle Griffin. How big of an impact do those two make on the line?
Awesome. I mean, those guys having back being this will be their third season starting for us, and I think now we're just coaching the upper level of their game. You know, and it's really nice when you can start talking about the higher level learning and how to do things that are going to allow us to really become successful on the field. And having those two tackles that understand our offense ice cold, that play with such intensity and passion, and now that are playing with a heightened level of technique, it's really fun as an offensive line coach to see this style and this caliber of play when you've got these guys on the edges.
Moving to the guard position, we'll start with Sam Lee. Obviously, Sam Lee struggled again, knocked out last season with an injury, but returning a guy, All-American, All-Conference caliber player in right guard.
Oh, it's going to be nice to have Sam Lee. We made the move to right. We feel that we can put our best five on the field with him at right and putting Cody Ruffshus left guard. Both of those guys started for us last year. And it was unfortunate both of them had injuries that took them out. But, I mean, you guys can see when you go to practice, you put those two hosses in there, things are going to happen. And you surround them with a good center. I mean, it's going to be good things. And I love our physicality, our pad level, and just our overall execution within that group. And they've got a swagger. You know, they know they're good. And so they're really pushing our defense. Our defense has given us a phenomenal look. Our D-staff and D-line, all those guys are really working hard and pushing us to be even better. And I think that's the great thing about fall camp and competition is that, you know, we're all here to make each other better and get it right.
You mentioned the hard luck of losing those guys last year, but how confident are you and excited the fact that the guys behind him are battle tested, played in the playoffs? You know, guys Dylan Baker, Jake Russell, guys Malcolm Willett, a senior. They've all been out there and battle tested.
Oh, Malcolm Willett and Dylan Baker have been phenomenal for us. They've been leaders in the room along with those upperclassmen, you know, Chris and KG and some of those other guys. You sit there and you look at it, and even Nick Brandt, those guys are taking the culture in the room. They're being leaders, but having those guys who have played in meaningful snaps that have gotten in when it was dirty, you know, like Winona, those guys are in there last year when we had to come back at the end. They know what it takes to win, so they know how to push the front group, and they know that they work hard enough, they're going to get their reps. I can plug and play now at this point between 10 guys, and that's a phenomenal thing. I'm blessed as a coach.
We move into the center position. Who are you looking at filling in that center spot, replacing Brian Long?
Right now, we have Jake Lacina, will be a redshirt freshman that's sitting in there right now. He redshirted last year, but we knew we had something special. He actually took varsity reps last year during week preparations for an opponent, just to help out Bill a little bit and give Jake Russell some time off. But we've got a great center, and Brett Kramer as well, very smart kid from Winneconne, Wisconsin. He's working his tail off. He's getting his snaps down. And these are all guys that never came into Augustana that were playing centers. Here at Augie, we believe on taking guys and molding them how we want them to snap the ball. So these guys have never snapped before, and now they're coming in and getting in their second and third year. They're really learning how to handle the group, set the rack, make the call, and get the snap back to the quarterback. And now they're doing the same thing as the other guys. They're building on their game and playing at a higher level.
That redshirt freshman class, guys redshirted last year. Talk about the size of that group and how nice it is to have those guys ready, waiting in the wings.
Oh, especially with the two South Dakota born and raised. You know, we got Bryce Woolman from Garrettson, South Dakota. He's coming along very well. Kyle Stegeman from Arlington. Oh, I am super jazzed about this young man. He is just getting better every day. And we just keep pushing him to get in that weight room, get bigger and stronger, but he moves so well. Both of those guys move so well for their size. And then, you know, you've got other guys in the mix that are sitting there within that group. You've got Connor Mcphee from West Des Moines, or from Des Moines, Iowa. He's doing a phenomenal job. And then you sit there, you got a guy like Jake Lacina, who was in that redshirted class that's now being elevated to the first team. So I like to think that we did a good job with that class. We're seeing guys in the two deep in their second years. So they're doing a great job. They're working hard, and they're really, really setting the tone for this incoming class of how those guys need to prepare in order to be able to help us in the future.
How much has the depth of the entire group helped you this fall camp?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, we had 20 guys report for fall camp, so now we've got 4 groups. And it's a blessing as an offensive line coach when you've got 4 groups and you can really develop and hone and really get guys an opportunity to learn. And then once you've got all these guys and all this depth, it really allows the guy behind to push the guy in front, the guy behind to push the guy in front. And now you're starting to see us play at a higher level and a higher caliber, all due to the fact because you got guys behind them that are quality players that are pushing you to be better on top of a phenomenal defense that's giving us a great look every day. So, I mean, as an offensive line coach, I'm super excited about where this unit's going. Now, have we arrived? Not a chance. Do we need to stay humble and make sure we're putting our hand in the dirt and getting things done? You bet. But it's awesome and it's positive to see the improvement in the first week. It's very similar to how we ended last year. We're starting where we ended last year in the playoffs. We're starting week 1 right there. So we're just building it up, building it up, building it up.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for taking the time to join us, and best of luck here the rest of fall camp.
Thank you very much, and fight on.